What up, everybody? It's your boy, that cool black guy digging in your fridge, and we got a special dual com today with my homeboy Mims. Mims, what's up, baby?
Yo, what's up, YouTube? You know who it is. It's your boy Mims, and I'm here doing a dual comp with my boy, that cool black guy.
Yeah, it's been a minute, man, since I did a dual com, so I'm glad that I got the chance to do this with you, and I'm glad that I get to talk about basketball, man, for real. Like, it's all that it's been lately is Call of Duty, Halo, talk like that. But now, since we got the NBA season about to kick off tomorrow, I'm glad that I get to talk about some hoops, man. You
Man,
excited?
man, I'm way excited. I've been ridiculously excited ever since the off season, crazy off season, and it's been going up till even a couple of days ago when we heard about the James Harden trade. It's
Yeah,
just nonstop action.
yeah, that trade. Like, at first, when I read about it, I found out like I found out everything through fucking Twitter. But I saw the tweet and I was like, yo, is this one of them parody tweets or something like that? So I looked at it and I'm like, yo, this really happened. And I was shocked because I think like that trio for OKC, like the Harden, Westbrook, Durant trio was just crazy. So for them to break that up, like I really didn't believe it at first. Like, it was crazy.
Well, like at first I thought that OKC was genius for doing it, and then as I read more into the details, it turns out I'm not 100% sure about this. Apparently, the final deal OKC gave Harden was a 4-year, $54 million deal. And
Wow.
the deal that I'm hearing the Rockets want to give him, I think I read it on Real GM. It said 4-year, $60 million deal, which is what Harden's gonna sign. And then I think
Damn.
one of my subs told me in my Harden video that the deal is actually 4-year, $80 million. But if that is the case, where the deal is gonna be 4 years, $60 million, I think that was a terrible move by James Harden, not lowering the price to 54 million, staying in OKC, playing with his boys, playing for a contender. What do you think?
Yeah, that's what I heard. I think today on ESPN they were saying that what they were trying to do is to get James Harden to lock into a deal where he kind of, first of all, they wanted him to lock into a deal. Second of all, they wanted him to take a little bit of a paycheck cut, because that's what the other dudes did to kind of keep that core intact. And we see that happen with a lot of teams. With obviously with Miami, everybody's taking pay cuts to go to Miami just to win a championship. So that's kind of what they wanted to do with him with OKC, and he didn't want to do that. So I was like, "Yo, you out of here, man. We gotta get this. We gotta get our team straight. We're not about to, keep playing around." So I heard they were gonna drag it out to the end of the season, but they were like, you know what, we're just gonna get rid of him now, while we got this Houston offer on the table.
But
But
what I want to know is, what do you think about OKC? Does OKC in fact get stronger throughout this deal? Because they lose a playmaker, because Harden was pretty much the playmaker of the second unit in James Harden. But if you remember, usually I don't like comparing NBA players, newly drafted players, to their college subs and how they performed in college. But
yeah,
if you looked at the role Jeremy Lamb played when he was I think it was 2 years ago when Kemba Walker was there, he was the second man, on the UConn squad. He thrived in that role. And last year when he was the lead man, he didn't do so well. The same thing happened this year when he was in Houston, when he was asked to be one of the top guys. But now he's going to OKC, where he's going to be one of the people that are going to be stepping into that old role again. Pretty much the same UConn role he had where he thrived.
yeah. When I first heard about the deal, I was like, you know what, I don't like it, because that trio to me was like something special. But then when I thought about the situation, we got the Lakers. We know all the moves they made. They got Dwight Howard, they got Anton Jameson, Steve Nash, Kobe Bryant. They still got Gasol. Right now, the Lakers are a team to beat in the West. Even though they haven't played a game yet, with all of those players right now, they're the team to beat. But with this move with Houston, In the short run, I don't think it's going to make a huge difference. But a couple years from now, the Lakers are going to be split apart. Kobe Bryant is going to retire soon.
That 100%,
right?
Without a doubt.
So OKC is automatically not. I don't think they're going to be the team to beat now, but give it a couple of years, the Lakers are going to be dismantled. They're going to be rebuilding. OKC is getting a good player in Kevin Martin, Jeremy Lamb, plus the 2 draft picks. And then Houston on top of that is they're not a good team. So those draft picks are going to be good draft picks. You know what I'm saying? Plus Durant and Westbrook are still young, and Ibaka. I think it was, all in all, I think it was a smart trade for OKC.
Definitely a really smart trade. And just genius executive work by the OKC GM, Sam Presti. And definitely got to give big ups to Sam Presti on this trade, because pretty much he kind of sold an unproven third guy. Well, not necessarily a third guy, but a person that usually led the second unit for a ton of a player with great upside in Jeremy Lamb. 2 draft picks. We saw what he could do with with draft picks. He drafted Perry Jones. All his draft picks usually turn out well, except Cole Aldrich. And honestly, Kevin Martin, he's going to have some open looks. He's going to have a ton of wide open looks when you have Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook playing with you. So I think it's a good trade.
Yeah, definitely. I think the same thing. But, so now that, I was just mentioning the Lakers. This offseason, man, there's been a lot of moves. We've seen a lot of players go to new teams. We've seen Iguodala get dealt, Andrew Bynum, Dwight Howard, Steve Nash, Ray Allen. There's a lot of players that are changing teams. My question to you is, who do you think got the best out of their deal? Who do you think is going to have the most impact immediately, like this upcoming season, not like a couple years down the road? This year, who you think made a good decision to go to a new team?
Well, the best decision to go to a new team, believe it or not, I think the player that's going to thrive the most in his new place is going to be Andrew Bynum in the 76ers. Because now that now that they traded Andre Iguodala, a lot of people can expect Evan Turner to finally have a chance to break out. However, they did the counterproductive move of bringing in Jason Richardson and Nick Young, so I don't know so much about that now. But Andrew Bynum is finally going to have the offense flowing through him. And personally, I think the Sixers look much different than they did last year. They don't have Lou Williams anymore. They lost a lot of their great players. But I definitely think that the Sixers are going to be one of the better teams, and they're a couple of pieces away from, being one of the top teams in the East.
Yeah. I think they're up there. And I think that Bynum trade was actually a good move, because they had lost Elton Brand to Dallas, and they were kind of short on big men. So all in all, I think Bynum going to them is a good move on both of their parts. I mean, obviously Bynum didn't really have a choice. He just ended up in the trade. But my player that I think that's going to make the biggest impact in his new role, obviously Dwight Howard is going to have a big impact, but I think Andre Iguodala is going to make a big impact on Denver, because Denver it gels with his place type. Denver's real up tempo. They score a lot of points. Last year, I believe they led the league in points scored, and they made some noise in the playoffs. So they only get better because they lost like Aaron Aflalo and Al Harrington. You know what I'm saying? Andre Iguodala is definitely a better player. So with the new system, Andre Iguodala is gonna have to learn a new system, a new offense. But all in all, he's a very energetic player. He likes to run the court, and I think he's just gonna fit right in with what's going on there in Denver. So I think that was a good move. I don't know. Obviously, it might not bring them a championship or nothing like that, but I think it moves them up in the power rankings in the West.
Definitely, because before Denver was just like a team that was relying on the fast break. They were a really good team for who they had. Ty Lawson is obviously a great player. Aaron Aflalo is an above average player. He can't lead a team. He could probably be like an extra role player that will play stellar defense on someone. I'm not sure if he's really worth his contract, but that's a different discussion. And the lineup of Denver last year was pretty well coached. Actually, you have to give big ups to George Karl. But now with Andre Iguodala coming in, he brings a new defensive presence. He brings another scoring option, which we know that Denver kind of needed. And my projection for the Nuggets this year is that they could end up with anywhere from the 8th seed in the playoffs to the 5th seed if they play well. If they play well, of course. The West is very, very competitive this year, especially after all of these trades. And I really think that the Nuggets this trade benefited every team pretty much except the Magic. To this day.
Yeah, I don't know what they was thinking.
Yeah, like to this day, hopefully a lot of people don't hate on me for this because I'm in LA, so I'm a Laker fan. So I'm looking at this trade when it happened, and I'm like, why did Orlando do this? They didn't get much out of it, but we'll see how it works for them.
Yeah, I seriously tried to figure it out too. And I honestly thought they should have took the deal from Brooklyn, because Brooklyn was offering like Brook Lopez and Chris Humphries and a couple picks and stuff like that. And I was like, yo, this is probably the best deal that they're going to get. And they went with this stupid deal that they did now. And it's just, I don't know. It was just these owners, man, or GMs, they make some choices that are very questionable.
100% agree. It's kind of like if I was to relate the Orlando Magic and the move to something that someone would feel in real life, it's kind of like playing a game of Texas Hold'em. You think you have a good hand, one of your cards is good, and you're just chasing a card, what's it called, on the flop, and you're just chasing and chasing and chasing, and you keep putting in money, even if you have nothing, and then eventually you have to settle for losing everything and just start all over. It kind of screws you over. I think that was a pretty bad analogy, but damn,
yeah,
it sounded.
I don't even know about poker, so.
Oh yeah, so I don't know.
I don't even know how to play it. But yeah, I get what you're saying though.
Yeah.
But so we're gonna wrap this video up. My boy Mims, y'all make sure y'all check out his channel. His link is in the description. If you're watching this on his channel, my link will be in the description. We're gonna do another video also. We're gonna talk about our picks, about who we think is gonna come out of the East and the West and why, and chop it up for a little bit more. But we gonna wrap it up for this video right here.
Definitely, man. First of all, I'd like to thank That Cool Black Guy for giving me this dual com, helping get my name out there a little bit. I really appreciate it. Again, be sure to check me out. I'm always going to be coming at you guys with those fresh 2K sport video game commentaries. I do a bit of COD as well, and hopefully, if you like my stuff, subscribe. But besides that, I'm outie.
All right, y'all, peace out.